Come down onto your back into constructive rest pose to begin. We're going to continue to focus on the obliques and work on that roll up. But first, just arrive. Let yourself relax into gravity. Knees comfortably bent, feet on the floor in line with the sit bones. Feeling the pelvis drop down into the floor. Relaxing the muscles in the belly. Feeling the natural lumbar curve. Noticing the breath moving in and out of the lungs. Feeling the ribs moving with the breath. Softening the shoulders, broadening the shoulder blades. Relaxing the arms. Soften in the pit of the throat. Relax the muscles of the neck, the jaw, the temples, the forehead. Feel the back of the head drop down into the floor. And then please remember that even as we pay a lot of attention to the obliques today, that they are superficial to the transverses, to the belt. So we always want to lay down the foundation of the inner core. So let's start with that. Bringing the attention to the pelvic floor, feeling the tailbone, the sit bones, the pubic bone. Picturing the diamond that those 4 points create. Inhale. And exhale, gather all of those 4 points towards the center, shrinking the diamond in towards the perineum. And then relax that. As you relax, hopefully no movement in the pelvis. We're not tilting the pelvis at this point, just working with the pelvic floor, which you can do in any position. And then we'll bring our attention to the transversus abdominis. It's a big, broad, horizontal belt of muscle that's way down deep. So picture a big, broad belt coming around from the spine. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, work around from the spine and snug that belt around the whole low torso. Imagine a belt buckle coming beneath the belly button and draw it in. So it has a real gathering inward effect. And then relax that. And return to the pelvic floor. Inhale, picture the diamond. And exhale, shrink it down towards its center. Do not move the pelvis, just gather the muscles at its floor. And relax with the inhale. Bring the attention back down to the transversus belt. And exhale, gather them snug around the low torso. And then relax with the inhale. That motion does not change the position of the lower back. Transversus also can be engaged in any position. And we're going to keep it neutral for now. One more time, we'll put the two together. Inhale. Exhale, gather the pelvic floor in and then snug the belt of the transversus around. Keep that. Hold your breath out for a moment. Relax the shoulders. Feel the work around the low core. Now maintain it and take a little breath into the chest. And then with your exhale, renew it. And then let it go. Bring the hands down to the side. We're going to stick with the inner core only as we do the arm lifts. Inhale, arms float to the ceiling. Exhale, gather the inner core muscles and reach back. For now, elbows soft, your ribs can splay. Inhale, arms float up. We just want to maintain the neutral lower back. And exhale, float the arms back down. Again, inhale, bring the arms up to vertical. Exhale, engage the inner core to stabilize the pelvis and lower back. Let the arms come back. Stay soft in the shoulders. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Relax in the shoulder joints. And exhale, lower the arm back down to the side. You can make it all one smooth movement. Inhale, arms float up. Support with the inner core as you move back, maintaining neutral lower back and pelvis. And inhale, float the arms up. And then relax the abdominal work as you bring the arms down to the sides. And soften there. Let's bring the hands behind the head. And now we do our oblique warm up. As you inhale, feel the ribs flaring out wide. And as you exhale, reach your ribs down on a diagonal. Each set of ribs going to the opposite back pocket. Feel the front ribs knitting together. And then relax as you inhale, let the ribs flare again. Notice the back ribs, how they're pulled up a little bit away from the floor. And exhale, imprint the back ribs down into the mat. This does not mean to flatten the lower back. We still have a neutral lower back curve. Inhale, let the ribs flare. And again, we're going to go to the front ribs. And exhale, knit them together, reaching them on the diagonal down to the opposite back pocket. And then relax and let them flare with the inhale. And with the exhale, imprint the back ribs. Still maintaining the neutral lower back. Once again, inhale, front ribs flare. Exhale, knit the front ribs. Now keep them knitting together. Add your imprint. Feel your neutral lower back. Engage your inner core as well. And then we're going to take a head lift. Exhale up. And inhale back down. Exhale using the inner core, the front ribs knitting, the back ribs imprinting, lift up with a neutral spine. And inhale, lower back down. One more time. So this, of course, is key for our roll-up eventually. And then relax. I'm going to keep the hands behind the head and feel the two actions that the obliques do when they are engaged unilaterally. They move you either into a side bend or a rotation. And we're going to alternately side bend and rotate the spine. Begin by engaging the inner core, knitting and imprinting the ribs, and keeping the neutral lower back, lift the head. Now we're going to keep the neutral lower back and side bend, left elbow to left hip. So you can feel the contraction in the left side. And inhale, come back into the center. And then exhale, side bend, right armpit to right hip, contracting the right side and inhale to the center. That's one of the functions of the obliques. Now the side, or the rotation, exhale, right shoulder moves up to the left knee. Inhale back in towards the center, and exhale the other diagonal, left shoulder or armpit reaches up over to the right knee. That's the rotation, and that's the other unilateral engagement of the oblique. Side bend again. Side bend, left elbow to left hip. Inhale to the center. And exhale, side bend, right elbow to right hip. Inhale, center. Let's take the rotation. Exhale, right armpit up and over towards the left knee. And inhale, center. Exhale, left armpit up and over towards the right knee. And inhale, center. One more each. Exhale, side bend left. And inhale, center. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, center, and then the diagonal. Exhale, right armpit to left knee. Inhale, center. And exhale, left armpit to right knee. And inhale, center. And rest the head down. Keep your arms back where they are for a moment. Let the ribs flare. So when we use the obliques, one side or the other, we can rotate or side bend. When we bring them together, we get the bilateral action of the obliques, and that gives us spinal flexion, which we're going to do again. Engage the inner core, feel the knitting and imprinting of the ribs, and come up to the center. So that is a function of the obliques as well. Also in that equation is the rectus abdominis. So we're going to add that in now. You'll draw your pubic bone to your belly button and tilt the pelvis to flatten the lower back. And with the inner core, the ribs knitting and imprinting, keep your back flat and do a head lift up the center. So there's all the four layers working together. Inhale, lower back down, keep the back flat, and come up again with the back flat, scooping the belly in, and come down. One more time with the back flat, exhale up, and then release back down. So bring the arms up towards the ceiling, turn your head slowly from one side to the other, relax the neck. Now we're going to bring the hands down onto the waist. I want you to feel the waist. And there's 3 ways that I cue you for the obliques. So I want you to feel what happens in the waist. You're feeling with your hands to observe. So first one, which is what I just gave you, is the knitting and imprinting. Take an inhale and prepare to knit and imprint. And as you exhale, reach the front ribs to the back pockets on the opposite side and imprint the back ribs. And you should feel some tone coming into the waist as you do that. And then relax that. Another way that we can engage the obliques, we've thought about the abdominal star. So feel that now. Picture the X on the front of the belly. And with your exhale, shrink the X down towards its center. And again, hopefully you can feel some tone coming into the waist. And then relax. And then the third cue I sometimes give is the oblique smile. So this is a visualization of a mouth right at the belly button. And you're going to imagine with the exhale that the mouth opens up into a big, broad smile. So take an inhale, picture that mouth at the navel. And with your exhale, smile with it and feel that there's that engagement in the waist. So we're going to use that oblique smile as we do the pistons and the 100 eventually. Okay, let's do some alternate leg lifts to warm up. So you can experiment with which of those engagements of the obliques feels more connected for you. Take an inhale. Find the inner core. Knitting and imprinting the ribs. Shoulders stay relaxed. Lift the right foot up. And we're going to take an extension. Flex your foot, extend the leg out. 45-degree angle. Bend the knee and re-anchor as you lower back down. Feel free to feel the hips and the ribs. Stay steady as you lift the left foot. Flex your foot and extend the leg out 45 degrees. But notice what's going on. Do you feel some tone coming into the waist as you stabilize the pelvis here? Re-anchor, right foot up. And flex your foot, extend out long. Reach through the heel and bend the knee and re-anchor. Steady the pelvis. Lower the foot back down. And again on the left, lift, flex, extend. And inhale, bend. And re-anchor, lower back down. One more with each leg. Keep the pelvis steady, right up. Exhale, flex, extend. Inhale, anchor as you bend the knee and lower back down. And left foot, inhale to lift. Exhale, flex, extend, stretch out through the heel. Inhale, bend the knee. And re-anchor as you lower the foot. And soften there. Now we're going to keep the hands on the waist. Engage the inner core. Knit and imprint the ribs. Lift the right foot up. Keep it up. Keep imprinting. Lift the left foot up. And let's think about the oblique smile as we do the pistons. So that mouth at the navel is going to broaden out to a smile at each waist. Feel that the waists are broad and flat. And then lower one foot down, tap, and bring it back up. And then the other side and tap. Now if you need a little more support, if you feel like you need your back ribs imprinting consciously, then please add that. We don't want to have any movement in the lower back or the back of the rib cage. Just keep imprinting there and keep that broad oblique smile. One more set. And let's relax the hips, one hand on each knee, and stir the legs around. And reverse. Give the knees a hug. Lengthen the lower back. And we're going to take a little bit of a twist here, bringing the knees over to the left side. Just for a moment, stretch the back. You can look over to the right to stretch the neck. And then back to the center. And drop knees over to the right side. And if you like, look to the left. And then bring the knees back into the center. One hand on each knee and give the knees a gentle hug in, lengthening the lower back, lengthening the back of the neck. Then find your neutral tabletop. Bring the arms down to the sides, palms on the floor, and prepare for the 100. Engaging the inner core, Feel your ribs knitting and imprinting. Press into the palms, and then before you lift your head, take an oblique smile as well. Then raise the head. Keep your ribs knitting to the opposite back pockets, and then extend the legs. And then exhale for 5 pulses. And inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Oblique smile, broad. Inhale. Exhale, active in the arms. And inhale. Chin into the chest. Exhale for 5. And inhale. Please bend the knees if you have trouble in the hips or if the lower back is straight. Inhale. Exhale. You can rest your head down for a moment if the neck gets tired. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. One more set. And inhale. And then put your head down. One hand to each knee. Again, hug the knees in. And just rock a little bit from side to side at the back of the sacrum and pelvis. Then let's return to the neutral tabletop. Re-engage the low core. Knit and imprint the ribs. Lower the right foot down. Keep imprinting. Lower the left foot down. And then relax into neutral. So feel where your tailbone is the moment the tailbone's on the floor. Feel where the sacrum is. The sacrum is the flatness at the top of the back of the pelvis, just below where your neutral lower back is. So notice the tailbone, the sacrum, the lower back. And feel the back ribs. So we're going to do a pelvic lift and be really specific about each one of those positions. If you have something behind your head, take it out now. Now, this is a little bit slow. If your hamstrings object this early in the morning to doing it this slow, of course, if you get a cramp, stop and stretch the leg out, and you can move at your own pace. Engage the inner core first. And then we're going to tilt the pelvis. So now you really feel like you've got the back of the sacrum firmly down and your tailbone's tipped up off of the mat. And then tilt it a little bit more until you feel your lower back goes flat down. And then imprint the back ribs. So now you should be solidly in touch with the floor. Keeping that solid position of the hips and torso, I'm going to press into the feet and raise the hips up. Rolling through the spine. And we're going to come down in that same way. As you come down, get the back ribs down. Pull the belly button into the spine, get the lower back down, keep tilting the pelvis, get the sacrum down, and then relax and release completely. If that's too much spinal flexion, if it's too much flattening for you, do what you can. Do not strain the spine, but definitely get that strong contact of the tilting of the pelvis from pubic bone to belly button and the back ribs imprinting. Okay, we'll do it again. Remember, we have the foundation of the inner core first. Then we're going to tilt the pelvis, and I just want you to tilt it so you really feel like the sacrum is pressing down into the mat. And then pull the pubic bone to the belly button even more. Press your belly button to your spine and flatten the lumbar down. Try not to push in your feet. And then draw the back ribs down so you're good and solid on the floor. Then we press into the feet and lift up. And follow the same order in reverse as we come down. Back ribs firmly in contact with the mat. Belly button scooping in so that the lower back is coming down one vertebra at a time. Feel the sacrum come firmly down to the floor. And then release so that the tailbone settles back down and your back is in neutral. Do it one more time. Inner core first. Tilt the pelvis, just aim for getting the sacrum down at first, and then scoop the belly in, pull the pubic bone even more firmly in towards the navel, and then imprint the back ribs. Once you've got all of that in place, then start to roll up. Don't skip any of those steps in the abdominals. Your gluteals and your hamstrings, the muscles in the butt and the back of the leg, they're very strong. They're quite happy to do this for you. We want to work on the abdominals. And get the back ribs down, scoop the belly in, come through the lower back, get that moment when the sacrum is flat, and then release back down. And take a moment in neutral. And then we'll stretch out the hamstrings. With legs circles, and bring the right knee into the chest. Go ahead and feel that lower back go really flat for a moment. And then see if you can keep it flat as you extend the left leg out. Feel the stretch at the back, the front of the left leg into the lower back. And then back off of the stretch of the knee towards the chest. You still want the left leg straight out, but now with neutral spine. Engage the inner core, knit and imprint your ribs, extend the right leg up, stretch that hamstring, anchor in the belly, and let's do 5 very slow circles. I want you to really move slowly today. Keep the left hip down, keep the left back ribs down. Doing a few of these slow is more challenging than doing a whole bunch fast, especially if they're not clean. And then reverse. Nice and slow the other direction, keeping the left hip down, the left back ribs down. If you place your hands on your waist, you should really feel a lot of tone there. And then bend the knee, pull the right knee towards the breastbone. Again, we're going to flatten the back and press the back of the left thigh down to stretch the front left thigh. Then relax that. Bring your left knee in. Take a moment with both knees into the chest. Left knee stays into the chest. We'll put the right foot on the floor with the knee bent. And pull left knee to the breastbone. Feel the lower back go flat. Scoop the belly and keep it flat. Slide the right leg away. Lengthen the front of the right thigh. Feel the stretch in the lower back and the front right thigh. And then back off of the stretch so that your lower back's no longer flat. You're back into neutral, tailbone on the floor. Engage your inner core. Find your ribs knitting and imprinting. Stretch the left leg up. Take a moment to lengthen that hamstring. And then anchor and 5 slow circles. Take it nice and slow. Keep the right hip down, the right back ribs down. Feel that the pelvis is being still. If it's not still, make the circles smaller. And then reverse. They could be the size of a golf ball if that's what they need to be. And then we'll bend the left knee into the chest. And once again, I'd like you to reach long with the right leg. Pull the left knee and flatten the back and stretch the right back thigh down to the floor. Feel the stretch in the front right thigh. And then relax that. And bring the right knee into the chest and rock back and forth on the pelvis. Back at the sacrum, little massage. And then let's lower the feet down and come to neutral. Soften for a moment there. Okay, we're going to turn to the left side. Lie on your left side with the knees comfortably bent. Place your hand on your waist and relax the waist. As you exhale, engage your organ lift. Lift your organs up off of the floor. Feel as you do that, a little bit of tone developing in the right waist. And then relax that. Soften the organ lift. Keep the organ lift relaxed. Bring your attention back down to your inner core, to your belt around your hips. Keep your hand on your waist, and then picture that belt coming around the hips, and see if you can snug the belt around the hips without your waist getting involved. Then relax. I'm going to do the organ lift again. Exhale, lift your organs up off of the floor. Feel the right waist engaging. And then soften, release, relax completely. Keep the waist soft. Picture the belt of the transversus. And with your exhale, snug the belt around the pelvis. See if you can keep the right waist quiet. And then relax. One more time, using an exhale, lift your organs up off of the floor. And then relax. And then gather your belt around your hips. Keep them nice and snug. Now move your hand down onto the right hip. Make sure that the right knee is right over the left one. We're going to do 5 slow motion clamshells. Trying to keep the waist soft and just using the belt of the transversus to stabilize the pelvis. Nice and slow. And then relax. We're going to go to the 90-degree position. Bring the knees and the feet to the front of the mat. Again, keeping the waist soft. Find your belt. Stabilize the pelvis. And 5 slow motion clamshells. External rotation of the right leg. Feel the muscles in the buttock doing the work. Picture the belt snugging around the hips. And then relax. Okay, we're going to open out to 0-degree hip flexion. Find your inner core, and this time add your obliques. Now the right waist can be active, and then again 5 nice slow external rotations. Make sure that the right hip stays forward, the pelvis is steady. This time you are using your organ lift. And relax. Okay, let's bring the legs out straight. So I challenged you last week to do the side kick series every day. I have. I will continue. I'm curious if you are, and not too late to join in. So let me know if you're doing your side kicks. And you can use whatever variation you like. I often teach with both legs lifted, and we'll do that today. Maybe next week we'll just keep the bottom leg down. But feel free to always keep the bottom leg down if you like. So I'm going to use the inner core, and then the organ lift, and then raise both legs up. Pause here, and we're going to keep going slow. Take the top leg up and bring it down, and then we're going to bring the bottom leg down and bring it up. Move slowly. Okay, top up and down, slow motion, bottom down and up. Top up and down, keep it slow, bottom down and up. Twice more. Top up and down, bottom down and up. Last one in slow motion, up, down, down and up. Squeeze, and in slow motion, scissors, one leg forward, one leg back, so don't rely on your momentum, and then switch. That's one. Go slow, and see if you can pause for a moment in the wide position, and then pause in the other wide position. Slowly back and forth. Pause briefly, that's 3. 1 more or 2 more sets. Little pause in the wide position, whether the top leg is forward or back. And to the center. Squeeze the inner thighs. We'll do the circles. If you want to put the bottom leg down, go ahead and do that slowly 5 times. And reverse. Squeeze the inner thighs. Top hand, the fingertips can be on the floor if necessary. We're going to externally rotate both legs so the heels are touching. And then slow motion, top leg up, bottom leg taps down, and close it to the center. Scissor wide, top up, bottom down, and squeeze to the center in external rotation. Lift and lower, heels together. Lift and lower. Last one. Let's do 10 pulses, and they do not have to be in slow motion. Now, bring yourself back to parallel. Let's work the feet. Flex, squeeze, point, fan, flex, squeeze, point, fan, flex, squeeze, point, fan, flex, reverse. Toes open, reach, squeeze, and pull back. Open, reach, and squeeze, and pull back last time. And relax both legs down. Soften for a moment there. Now engage your inner core and your organ lift. Take your left hand and reach it to your waist. Your right hand down on the floor in front of you. Your head is lifted. Renew your organ lift. Press into the right hand. Come up. And then let's slowly do 2 sets of 5 side push-ups. One more set of 5. And then lower the left arm back down to the floor. Bend the knees comfortably. Right elbow to the right waist. I'm going to work the shoulder girdles, a little cool down. External rotation of the right arm. The elbow stays snug to the waist. Nice and slow. We'll do 3 sets of 5. The humerus is rolling out in the socket as you lift. Come down slowly, make it smooth. One more set of 5. Good, relax. While we're here, we're going to do a little bit of neck work. So with your left ear on your left arm, you're just looking forward. Relax the right arm, relax the right shoulder. Then we're going to side bend. And this is not an oblique exercise, it's a neck exercise. So you're going to reach your right ear to your right shoulder. Try not to push into the floor with your waist or your left arm, and lower back down. Doesn't matter how far you go. Try to keep the form good. Let's do it 3 more times. Right ear to the right shoulder, your nose stays pointing forward. When you're done with 5, relax. And then keep your head resting on your arm, but turn and look up at the ceiling. And then we're going to nod the chin towards the right shoulder and lower back down. So you're in this rotation towards the shoulder, nod and lower. And nod the head. Twice more. Bring the head back into the center, relax your neck for a moment. Now we're going to rotate the head. You're going to keep the contact with the arm, but turn as though you're looking to the floor. So your nose is going to be in your armpit, basically. And then you're going to slide your nose along your arm towards your fingers and your chin, and lift the head so the back of the head's coming towards the right shoulder. Now put your head down. Bring your nose towards your armpit and slide forward, back of your head nodding towards the right shoulder, and lower back down. Again, slide the nose forward, tilt the head back, and lower down twice more. And then rotate the head to center, relax. You want to sit up for the mermaid stretch. You just place the legs so that the bottom leg is forward, the top leg is back. Push into your right hand and sit up. This is the mermaid sit. If it doesn't work for you, you can sit cross-legged instead. Right hand on the right foot. Raise the left arm and bend towards the right side. Keep the front of the body facing forward and lift up. Now you're going to drop your right sit bone towards the floor as you lower the left elbow down and take a big long stretch of the right side. Try to reach the right sit bone away from the right wrist. It's not going to be on the floor, but just reaching in the direction. And come up. Right hand on the right foot and side bend. Lengthen the left side and lower down forearm to the floor. Stretch up and over, lengthen to the right side. Stretch the right sit bone down as you reach the right arm away. Just work those right obliques a lot. You should feel that stretch in the waist. And come up. One more time. Side bend towards the right. And then towards the left, stretching the right side, dropping the right sit bone down. And come up tall. And then we're going to turn, rotate right hand to the left knee, left fingertips on the floor behind you, turn and look all the way over your left shoulder. Keep turning the breastbone just like this. Reverse the head, look over your right shoulder, and drop your right ear down. Nice stretch for the left side of the neck. And then sit tall with the head. Untwist. Kind of swing around so that your feet are on the floor. You're sitting up tall on the sit bones. Hands at the backs of the thighs. So sit on your sit bones first. And engage your inner core. Scoop the belly in. And round the spine gently as you come back down on to the sacrum. And then lift the spine up, open. And scoop the belly in, and round the spine gently, and come back down onto the sacrum. And lift up tall. And once again, tilt the pelvis, scoop the belly, round gently back, come to the sacrum, and maintain here. Now we're going to come down and try to keep the feet on the floor and get the back ribs onto the mat. If you need to support with your hands, go ahead and do that. Just the back ribs down, feet still on the floor, your belly scooping in, and maintain here. Now see if you can keep the pelvis tilted, the back ribs down, and straighten one leg at a time out. And then release the head down. And relax a moment there. And then let's turn to the right side. We're going to begin with the knees comfortably bent. Make sure that the neck is relaxed. Remember, you can put a blanket between your arm and your ear. So left hand on the left waist, release into gravity. Take an inhale and prepare for an organ lift. And with the exhale, lift your internal organs up off of the floor, up towards the ceiling. Feel the tone come into the waist. And then release and relax. Good. Now bring your attention down to your belt. Keep your hand on your waist so you can feel that you don't just engage the obliques. I want you to gather that belt snug around the pelvis. Feel that the waist does not need to engage. Feel the inner core working to stabilize the pelvis. And relax that. And then with your exhale, take another organ lift. And now feel the engagement in the left waist. That's the obliques. And soften, release. And gather your belt snug around your hips. Exhale. Gather the transversus around the pelvis. Keep the obliques passive. And relax. Once again, exhale, organ lift. And relax it. Exhale, transverses. Feel the belt snug. And now we're going to maintain it. And in slow motion, do 5 external rotations of the left leg. 5 slow clamshells. Keep them really slow. Keep the left hip forward. Keep the left waist soft so you know you're relying on the belt. When you're done with 5, relax. And then we come into the 90-degree position. Knees and feet at the front of the mat. Soften. Keep the organ lift passive. Engage the belt. And 5 slow external rotations. Trying to keep the waist quiet. Using the muscles in the buttock to lift. The muscles around the pelvis to stabilize. Then relax. We'll open out to 0-degree flexion. Place the hand on the waist to feel again. Engage the inner core and now take an organ lift as well. And keep it slow. 5 external rotations in this position. Then relax and straighten both legs out. Work with the top hand on the top waist or the fingertips on the mat in front of you. Exhale, engage the inner core. Take your organ lift. Squeeze the inner thighs together as you lift both legs up. And then let's move slowly. Top up and down and bottom down and up with control. Top up and down, bottom down. Squeeze up, lift, and lower, lower, and lift. Twice more in each direction. Take your time. Then squeeze into the center. Feel that organ lift. Feel free to put your fingers down. Slow motion, scissor forward and back and pause. And then reverse and pause. 5 each direction. Take a moment so you know that you got the strength. You're not just flinging back and forth and relying on momentum. And when you're done, come to the center. Re-engage your organ lift, inner thighs. 5 circles each way. Make them slow. Bottom leg can go down if you like. And 5 the other. Then both legs lifted. Squeeze the inner thighs. Externally rotate. Top leg up. Bottom leg taps down. Squeeze to the center. 5 times slowly. Come to the center. You're still in external rotation. Tap the heels together 10 times. Then come to parallel. Check your inner core and your organ lift. Flex the feet. Squeeze the toes. Point the feet. Fan the toes and flex back. Squeeze, point, fan, flex. Squeeze, point, fan, flex. And then reverse it. Toes stay open as you reach. Squeeze and pull back. Open, reach, squeeze, and pull back. Last one. And release down. Take a moment. And find your inner core and your organ lift. We're going to bring the right hand to touch the left waist, left hand in front. Reset that organ lift, straighten the arm, press up. And 10 slow side push-ups. Five more. Then right arm goes back down underneath the ear. Press down comfortably, knees comfortably bent. Left elbow to the left waist. You can use a 1 pound weight or a water bottle or a soup can here if you want this to be more challenging. External rotation, slowly up, smoothly back down. 3 sets of 5, take your time. Watch the smoothness of the descent. And keep the elbow glued right down to the waist. The movement's a result of the rotation of the arm in the shoulder joint. When you're done, relax. We're going to work the neck again. Begin with the right ear on the right arm, just looking forward. Neck exercise. Tilt the left ear to the left shoulder and lower back down. 5 times like that. Keep it in the neck. This is not an oblique exercise. When you're done, relax. Then we're going to rotate the head, look towards the ceiling, and then nod, bring the chin towards the left shoulder, and lower back down. Nod, and lower back down 3 more times. And release to the center, relax there. And then rotate, looking down towards the floor. Your nose is in your right armpit, and you're going to slide the nose, then the chin forward, and nod the back of the head towards the left shoulder, and lower back down. And slide the nose forward, and tilt back, and lower back down 3 more times. Sliding forward and then coming down, sliding the nose towards the armpit, twice more. And then come to the center, relax. Then let's displace the legs and come up for the Mermaid Sit again. Left hand on the left foot. Extend the right arm up and bend towards the left side. And then right forearm down on the floor and stretch up and over. Long stretch on your left side. Reach your left sit bone towards the floor. And come up and side bend left. Right hand down, slide the forearm onto the floor and reach long through the left side. Dropping that left hip down, and come up, side bend towards the left side, and then down towards the right, forearm down, drop your left sit bone, stretch long, and sit tall. And we're going to turn and rotate to the right, right fingertips on the floor, left hand on the right knee, and turn and look as far over the right shoulder as possible. Now keep turning the breastbone in that direction. Turn the head the other way. Look over the left shoulder and drop your left ear down. And right the head, bring it to the center, and untwist. And come again to sit with the feet forward. You're going to scoop the belly and round back. And sit tall. And raise the arms up overhead as you sit tall. And as you scoop the belly and lean back onto the sacrum, take the arms out wide. And sit tall, arms up around the ears. And exhale, scoop the belly. Lean back, arms wide. Once again, lift tall. And scoop in the belly, arms wide. Stay there for a moment. Now we're going to bring the forearms down to the floor. So you're reclining on the forearms. Engage the core and lift the feet up off of the mat. Press down into your forearms. As you exhale, engage the inner core. Scoop the belly. So you're going to get onto your sacrum. And then as you inhale, drop both knees over to the left side. Exhale back into the center. Inhale, both knees over to the right side. Exhale back into the center. Inhale, rock the knees left. Inhale back to the center. If you're really bony, you might want something else underneath your sacrum. Inhale to the center. Let's go again. Inhale to the left. And exhale back to center. And inhale to the right. Exhale back to the center. Good. Scoop the belly. You're going to come back up into a seated position. Opening the chest. Feet on the floor, hands on the floor behind you for an upward table. Engage the inner core, knit the ribs together, press into the feet and raise the chest. Open the front of the body. And then hinge and come back down. Twice more. You can do this on your knuckles or with your hands turned back. Do what works for your wrist. Exhale, push up. And come back down with the inhale. The last time, exhale up. And come back down. Sit tall. We're going to bring the hands behind the thighs again. Lift, scoop the belly, tilt behind the sit bones, coming onto the pelvis, and come up into a pre-teaser. Lift one foot and then the other. Lift the breastbone. Let's keep the knees bent unless you absolutely don't collapse your chest at all and your hips are fine. Keep your knees bent and the chest open and breathe here. Good, then place one foot down. You're still tilted back on your pelvis, the other foot down. I'm going to roll to those back ribs again, scoop the belly in. Place the hands behind the head. Continue to draw belly button to spine, scoop the back ribs in. Extend one leg out straight. Keep tilting the pelvis. The other leg out straight. Keep tilting the pelvis, imprinting the ribs, getting the back flat. And lower down. Open everything out. Reset the inner core. Scoop the belly in. Knit the ribs together, imprint them, and lift. So you can get yourself just as high up on the low ribs as you just were on that descent. Draw the belly in and roll back down. Let it relax a moment. We do it one more time. Inner core, tuck the pelvis, scoop the belly, imprint the ribs and lift. Check out your legs. If they're in extra rotation, bring them parallel to each other. And then lower down. Stretch your arms out long. Big long stretch. And bring your knees into the chest for a moment. Find your neutral spine. Engage your inner core and imprint the ribs. Take an oblique smile as you lift the head. Single leg stretch. Extend one leg out. And then the other. One hand or both hands to the bent knee. Keeping the oblique smile in place. And then on the double leg stretch, imprint the ribs. Exhale, reach the arms and the legs away from the center. Inhale, bend the knees and circle the arms back around to meet the knees. Keep your neutral spine, your back ribs imprinted. Keep both legs straight and go to the single straight leg, maintaining your neutral lower back. Think about the oblique smile for a moment. Both legs up, hands behind the head. Take a moment, settle down into your neutral spine, inner core, ribs knitting and imprinting. You still have your lower back curve. Oblique smile as you lower the legs a little down. and bring them up. Make sure you're still imprinting. Then bend the knees and we crisscross. Go slowly. Reach across and then the other way. Take it slow. Feel that diagonal as you bicycle. And if it's too much to organize, don't bicycle. Just do the diagonal. Pelvis needs to be completely still. And when you're done, head down, draw the knees into the chest, relax the neck. Then we're going to turn to the stomach, hands underneath the forehead, legs comfortably separated. Engage the inner core. Glide your ribs together. Think of that X and notice you're not feeling with your hands, but feel your waist. They should be engaged. Press the forearms down into the floor as you lift the chest and the head. Draw the shoulders down the back and lower down. Whichever hand's on top of that stack is going to come up with you this time. Inhale, inner core. Lift the upper body with one hand under the forehead like a salute. And lower down. Switch which hand's on the top and do that again. Engage and lift. The other hand on the forehead like a salute. Lower down. Now this time both hands are going to come up. Inner core, ribs knitting. Lift both hands. Come up with the forehead. Draw the shoulders down the back. And then release. We're going to come up onto the forearms. Press into the forearms. Scoop the belly in. And single leg kick, one leg at a time. Bend at the knee, kick, 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 kick. Now we're going to do we're going to do the plank first. We're going to tuck the toes under, engage the inner core, scoop the belly. If it's better for you to put your hands together, you can do that. You can interlace the fingers or press the palms down and press into the forearms, come up into a plank. And lower down, lift the chest. Again, engage the inner core, knit the ribs, press into the forearms, come up into plank. And lower down. One more time. Inner core, knit the ribs, press up into plank. And come down. Now we're going to do the Sphinx stretch. You're going to just press into your right hand until your right elbow straightens. And then you look out over the right shoulder and bring the elbow back down to the mat. Then press into the left hand, the left elbow straightens and you turn and look over your left shoulder. And bend left arm. Again, straighten the right arm, push the floor away. Look out over the right shoulder, come down. Same thing with the left, push the floor away, straighten the left arm and look over the left shoulder. And one more time each way. Push into the right, look over the right shoulder and lower, and push into the left. Look over the left shoulder and lower. And then come up to all fours. Lift the chest forward. Exhale, tuck the tail. Bend the elbows. And rock yourself back into a child's pose. And come up onto all fours. Open the chest. And tuck the tail. Relax back down. One more time. Take a breath in the child's pose. And let's go onto the back and finish with a roll up. Send all the way up long. If necessary, you can place the hands on the outsides of the thighs. If you don't need to do that, you can reach the arms up overhead. We're going to draw the belly into the spine, flatten the lower back, scoop the belly in, and roll up. So you can place the hands on the outer thighs and help yourself up that way. Try to keep the feet down. Take a little stretch forward and roll slowly down. long stretch, then inner core, scoop the belly, flatten the back, roll yourself up, and stretch forward, and roll down slowly. Stretch long, and one last time. Scoop the belly, flatten the back, and roll up. Stretch forward. And sit tall and bend the knees. And relax the head down. Soften the shoulders. Good. And sit tall and open the chest. That'll do it. So, hope you're all well. I invite you to join me in doing the side kicks every day. Curious to see what that does for you. Thanks to those of you who responded to my email. It's nice to know that there's someone out there receiving. Obviously very helpful to have this to show up to, even if I can't see you. So I appreciate it. And this will be the story a little bit longer, but persevere. Thank you. Be well. And I look forward to seeing you when I see you. And please sign in so that I kind of virtually acknowledge that you were here. Okay. Thanks. Hey, Victor. Hi, Liza. Morning. Bye-bye.